Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing a little bit of a different video today because I wanted to film a voiceover style morning routine. This morning routine specifically is a Sunday morning, and also I just really wanted to focus this video around Rocco because I strangely get a lot of requests to film videos about Rocco's routine. So here we go. I also am so excited that PetSmart wanted to work with me on this video, so thank you PetSmart for sponsoring. In case you didn't know, I also have a baby boy named Zeke, and my husband was also home this morning. He is a firefighter, so some days he's not home with us in the mornings, but that's okay. The days he is, we take it very, very slow, so we just basically chill in bed, hang out until we have to get up. And this morning we were going to church, so we were on a little bit of a time crunch, but we still did our family morning cuddles in bed, which are priority. Once we finally decided that it was time that we had to get up and start getting ready, I got up, opened all the blinds, because that's honestly the first thing I love doing every single morning. Rocco's always ready to eat in the morning for his breakfast, so I chased him down the stairs and let him outside so he can go to the bathroom. And obviously, while we have a baby too and a husband who is so graciously helpful with everything, we do have to tag team a lot of these things. Sadly, I can't show you every single thing we do in the morning because most of the time either I'm handling Rocco or Keiko is handling Rocco and the other one is with Zeke. So at this time, Keiko was in bed with Zeke still and Zeke was finishing his bottle. You guys, when PetSmart released their new Nate and Jeremiah collection, my jaw literally dropped because every little piece is actually so stinking cute, and I was so excited to upgrade Rocco's current feeding situation. Here we have the Diner Cream and the Stripe Placemat Black and White, and they seriously just elevate the whole look, and I just feel like they match our home aesthetic so much more. And while some people might not care much about their pets things matching, honestly I think it's very important because obviously Rocco's part of the family too. In case you're new here, we have prayed with Rocco before all of his meals since he was a tiny puppy, probably ever since he learned how to shake, and honestly he loves doing it so much. He will not eat his food unless we say amen, which he is a very food driven dog, and that just amazes me. After one of us feeds Rocco, it was time to head back upstairs, and Zeke is honestly always just so happy in the morning, so it's such a joy to see him just in such a good mood. And he just learned how to clap recently this month, and it's his favorite thing to do. Next is a little bit of mama time. This is like my 10 solid minutes in the morning where I can get myself just feeling the best, feeling clean, feeling fresh, and it's honestly my favorite part of the day, obviously besides being a mama and a wife. But some days I feel like I honestly spread myself so thin that these moments in the morning where I can just be with myself and get ready in peace, the days Keiko is home, are just the best. One of my favorite things about Rocco, and honestly there's too many, but one thing that comes to mind is that he is just always there with us and happy to be there. I don't know if it's a golden retriever thing or if it's a Rocco thing, but he's always just near one of us, having the best time of his life, always finding something to do. Again, with the tag teaming going on while I was finishing up getting ready and doing my skincare and my makeup, Keiko was hanging out with the boys in Zeke's room, and honestly I've loved to see the relationship between Zeke and Rocco develop. It's like my favorite thing ever. They're actually turning into best friends, and while Rocco's probably really annoyed by Zeke at this point because of all the eye pokes and the hair pulls, you know, they love each other. One thing that I've learned so recently, just these past couple months of my whole family feeling like we're just growing up so fast, is that time is a thief and it just goes by so fast. I can't believe I have an almost 1-year-old already, and Rocco is already 3 years old, which is just so crazy. So while I've been a mom technically for almost 1 year, I feel like honestly becoming a dog mom 3 years ago really did prepare me for being a real mom. And so many people who don't have a dog and did not raise a puppy probably don't understand that statement, but if you did, I'm sure you do too. There's just some things that are easier about having a puppy than a baby, and just some things that are easier about having a baby than a puppy, and if you just know, you know. While not every single morning looks like this was a Sunday like I mentioned, and we are typically rushed for church. So while I tried to get Zeke to play with his toys for a little bit independently, I went in the kitchen and tried to make breakfast really quickly for all of us. So I just made Keiko and I a bagel, and Zeke is so on the move now, you guys. It's so crazy. He's still pretty much just army crawling, but he's also standing up on everything, and it's just insane. One thing about Rocco is he is gonna be Mr. Beggar Boy. He loves to accompany me in the kitchen or Keiko in the kitchen or Zeke in the kitchen, you know, anyone who's near any type of food, he's there with you. And Mr. Good Boy does always get to lick the peanut butter off the spoon, so he ends up winning. Nowadays, just being a mom and just being busy, I just thrive off of easy breakfasts, and bagels have always been that one thing for me. Let me know down below what your just go-to easy breakfast is, because for me, a nice bagel with cream cheese or peanut butter just always hits the spot. I've been watching for a while. You knew that I was dairy-free, and honestly, I'm slowly trying to introduce dairy back into my diet, and it's been really good for me. We also scored this treat jar in cream from PetSmart from their new Nate and Jeremiah collection as well, and it is the best addition to our house. It literally fits our decor so perfectly, and it is airtight sealed, so it stores the treats so well in there. Our go-to treats for Rocco are either fun treats like this, which are from PetSmart, or we also just love giving him baby carrots as well because they keep his teeth really clean. So while we headed out for church, we gave him a little treat and said goodbye. One perk about living in San Diego for sure is the weather, so we spend a ton of time outside, especially because we have a backyard and especially because we have a high energetic dog. Lots of fetch goes on in this household, and it's just what takes up basically our whole day. So lots of walks nowadays. Now that Zeke is loving the stroller, we take 2 walks a day at least, and it's honestly been so great for everybody. Getting outside and enjoying fresh air as a family has been the greatest thing ever. We start with a nice crisp fresh air walk in the morning and then one before bedtime as well. Once we trained Rocco not to be so reactive, tying him to the stroller has been a game changer for us because it's so easy to go hands-free on walks now. It's just the best. We also upgraded Rocco's bed to the donut bed from the Nate and Jeremiah collection. We are so in love with it. It just matches our house, like I've said, with all the other pieces so well. It's not even close to being an eyesore to look at because we love the stripes in this house, because I am a stripe lover. I love the canvasy linen material of the bed too. And when Rocco's not sleeping in our king size bed, he's definitely in this one. And if this bed isn't specifically your aesthetic, they also have different options from the Nate and Jeremiah collection, but also just PetSmart in general has dozens and dozens of bed options for you and your pet. Make sure you shop all the products with the links in my description box below, and thank you again PetSmart for sponsoring today's video. You have tremendously upgraded Rocco's space. We love you guys, hope you enjoyed watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
On a perfect holiday, you're like the warmth of the sun on my skin. The clouds look